Did you know that nearly 2.9 million dogs enter shelters every single year in the US alone? It is a shocking, heartbreaking statistic. And while we like to think the best of people, the truth is that many of these dogs end up there because of a breakdown in communication. They act out, they get anxious, or they stop listening, all because of simple, unintentional mistakes we make as owners. We think we are showing love, but they feel confused, scared, or rejected. Today, we are going to have a heart to heart. We are diving into 10 common mistakes that might be making your dog feel like you don't love them. Some of these are subtle things you probably do every day without even realizing it. Stick around, because mistake number one is something we are all guilty of, and fixing it is the key to unlocking your dog's true happiness. Let's make sure your best friend knows without a shadow of a doubt that they are the most loved creature on earth. Let's start with the foundation of your entire relationship: consistency. We humans often think of love as affection, hugs, kisses, and treats. But to a dog, love looks different. To a dog, love is clarity. Love is knowing exactly what the rules are so they can relax. When you are inconsistent, you don't just annoy your dog. You create deep-seated anxiety. Imagine if you had a boss at work. On Monday, you show up 5 minutes late, and he laughs and says, "No worries, grab a coffee." But on Tuesday, you show up 5 minutes late, and he screams at you and threatens to fire you. How would you feel walking into work on Wednesday? You would be a nervous wreck. You would be walking on eggshells, terrified, because you can't predict the outcome. Sadly, many of us do this to our dogs. We let them jump on the couch on Friday night when we are watching a movie and want to cuddle. But on Saturday morning, when the in-laws come over, we yell "off" because we want the house to look nice. We laugh when they jump on us in our gym clothes because it's cute, but we scold them when they jump on our work suit because it's expensive. Your dog doesn't understand work suit versus gym clothes. They don't understand movie night versus guest night. They just see a leader who acts erratically. They don't know what version of you they are going to get today, the friend or the punisher. This damages their trust in you. To fix this, you need to be a calm, consistent guide. Decide on the rules and stick to them, whether you are happy, sad, tired, or busy. That stability tells your dog, "I have got you." You are safe because the rules are always the same. That is real love. Number 9 is a hard pill to swallow, because as humans, we love doing it. I'm talking about hugging. We are primates. It is in our DNA to show affection by wrapping our arms around things. It comforts us. It releases oxytocin in our brains. But we have to remember, dogs are not primates. They are canines. And in the canine world, placing a limb over another animal's neck or shoulders is not a sign of affection. It is a dominance move. It is assertive. It is often a prelude to a fight or pinning someone down. When you wrap your arms tightly around your dog, you might feel an overwhelming sense of love. But many dogs feel trapped. They feel restrained. They feel like they can't escape. If you look closely at photos of people hugging dogs, you will often see the dog giving signs of stress. Look for the whale eye, where they turn their head so much you see the whites of their eyes. Look for ears pinned back against the skull. Look for a stiff closed mouth. These are silent screams saying, "I am uncomfortable." They tolerate it because they trust you, but they don't enjoy it. And if you force hugs on a dog who hates them, you are slowly eroding their trust in your touch. This doesn't mean your dog doesn't love you. It just means their love language is different. Instead of a tight squeeze, try a long, gentle scratch behind the ears, or a lean, where you just lean your shoulder gently against theirs. That is how they show affection. By respecting their body language, you are saying, I love you enough to speak your language, not just force mine on you. Number 8 is one of the most painful things for a social animal, ignoring them when you are physically present. Dogs are pack animals. They are biologically wired for connection. To them, isolation is not just boring, it is dangerous. It feels like rejection from the tribe. In our modern lives, it is so easy to get caught up in the digital world. Think about your typical evening. You come home, you say a quick hi to the dog you feed them, and then you disappear. You disappear into your phone, scrolling through social media for an hour. Or you binge watch Netflix for 4 hours, while the dog sits on the rug, staring at the side of your face. To your dog, that is the silent treatment. They are waiting for you. They spent all day alone, waiting for their favorite person. And when you are physically there, but emotionally absent, it hurts them. They feel invisible. I'm not saying you have to entertain them 24/7. We all need downtime. But make sure you have dedicated, unplugged time every single day. Just 10 or 15 minutes of focused engagement where your phone is in the other room can change their entire life. Look them in the eye. Play a game of tug. Brush their fur. Let them know they are seen. Don't let them feel like a piece of furniture in their own home. Number 7 is a huge psychological mistake, using the crate as a jail cell. If you crate train, your dog's crate should be their sanctuary. It should be their bedroom, their den, their safe haven from the loud, scary world. It should be the place they go to decompress when they are tired. But the moment you use it for punishment, you ruin it. Imagine your dog chews up a slipper. You get angry, grab them by the collar, drag them to the crate, shove them in, and slam the door while yelling. What have you just done? You have turned their safe space into a prison. Imagine being locked in your bedroom every time you made a mistake at work. You would start to hate your bedroom. You would feel anxious every time you walked near the door. If you leave your dog in the crate for 8, 9, 10 hours a day while you work and then use it as a timeout corner when you are home, they will start to resent it. They will feel isolated and rejected. If you need to crate them, always make it positive. Give them a treat. Make it cozy. Speak softly. And never ever leave them in there longer than they can handle physically and emotionally. A crate is a tool for safety, not a weapon for discipline. Number 6, not taking them on walks because you have a backyard. We often think, oh, I have a big fenced yard. They can just run around there. They don't need a walk. That is a massive misconception that leads to so many behavioral problems. A walk is not just a bathroom break, and it's not just cardio. To a dog, a walk is reading the morning news. When a dog walks, they are sniffing. They are reading the pee mail left by other dogs in the neighborhood. They are processing data about who walked by what time it was and if they were friendly. A dog stuck in the same backyard every day is like a human stuck in the same room without internet books or TV. They get bored. And a bored dog becomes a depressed dog or a destructive dog. Regular walks bond you together. You are exploring the territory as a pack. You are a team moving through the world side by side. Skipping walks tells your dog that their world is small, confined, and unchanging. Taking them out tells them we are adventurers and we are going to see the world together. Even a 15-minute sniffari, where you let them sniff whatever they want, is more valuable than an hour of running in circles in the backyard. Number 5. Discouraging natural behaviors like licking. We have all been there. You have just put on expensive face lotion, or you are trying to watch a movie, and here comes the big, wet, sloppy tongue. Your instinct is to pull away, make a face, and say, "You stop. That's gross. I get it. It's messy." But psychologically, you have to understand what licking means to a dog. It is an appeasement signal. It goes back to when they were tiny puppies, licking their mother's face to ask for food or show submission. As adults, it is a sign of affection, deference, and bonding. They are grooming you. They are taking care of you. They are saying, "I respect you and I love you." When you constantly recoil or push them away with disgust, they feel rejected. They don't understand hygiene concepts. They just understand that you are refusing their love. They feel like they tried to hug you and you push them away. You don't have to let them lick your face if you don't want to. But instead of pushing them away, redirect them gently. Offer your hand for a quick lick, or ask for a shake, or give them a toy to hold. Acknowledge the gesture so they know their love is received, even if you don't want a tongue bath. Number 4 might surprise you, scolding them in public. Picture this. You are at the dog park, or you have guests over for dinner. Your dog does something wrong. Maybe they bark or jump up. You lose your cool. You yell at them, maybe grab their collar, and scold them in front of everyone. Believe it or not, dogs can feel social pressure. Public scolding can make a dog feel anxious, confused, and unsafe. It shatters their confidence. When you are in a high distraction environment, like a park, your dog is already overstimulated. Their brain is firing on all cylinders. Yelling at them usually doesn't work. It just adds chaos to the chaos. They stop listening to you because you have become just another loud noise in a loud world. Save the training for a calm, private setting. If they misbehave in public, calmly remove them from the situation without anger. Be their protector, not their prosecutor. Show them that you are on their team, and you will guide them out of trouble even when they mess up. Number 3 is a silent killer of joy, not giving enough praise. Think about your interactions with your dog today. How many times did you say no? How many times did you say stop or get down? Now, how many times did you say yes or good job? We are so quick to catch them doing something wrong. But we act like it's normal when they do something right. When your dog is lying quietly on their bed while you eat dinner, that is amazing behavior. Tell them, "Good dog." When they walk past a squirrel without barking, that is a miracle. Reward them. If you only speak to your dog to correct them, they will start to feel like they can never please you. They will start to feel like a failure. They will stop trying new things because they are afraid of being yelled at. Treats are not just food. They are edible high fives. Verbal praise is a paycheck for their soul. Be generous with it. Let them know when they are winning. A dog who feels successful is a happy, confident dog who wants to listen to you because they know you appreciate them. Number 2, consistently coming home late or leaving them alone for huge stretches of time. Dogs have no concept of work or traffic or earning a living. They just know you are gone. And to a pack animal, separation is stressful. It is biologically unnatural for a pack member to leave the group for 10 hours a day. Every minute you are gone feels like an eternity to a dog waiting by the door. If you are consistently leaving them for 10 to 12 hours a day without a break, they will feel abandoned. They will start to get depressed. You might notice they stop greeting you at the door, or they sleep all the time. That is learned helplessness. If you have a busy life, that's okay. We all have to work, but you have to plan for their needs. Hire a dog walker to break up the day. Use a doggy daycare a couple of times a week. Ask a neighbor to stop by for a play session. Doing this tells your dog, even when I can't be there, I am making sure you are taken care of. It bridges the gap. It keeps their tail wagging. Don't let their life just be a long, lonely wait for your return. And finally, number 1. This is subtle, but it is huge. Only touching them when you want to. We often treat dogs like stuffed animals or emotional support pillows. We grab them when we are sad. We pet them when we are bored. We hug them when we need comfort. But what happens when they come to us? When they nuzzle our hand while we are typing? When they lean on our leg while we are cooking? Do we push them away? Do we say, "Not now, I'm busy"? Imagine a relationship where your partner only hugged you when they felt like it, but rejected you every single time you reached out for a hug. You would feel used. You would feel unloved. Respect your dog's agency. When they ask for affection, try to give it to them, even for just 10 seconds. Stop typing. Look at them. Scratch that spot. And conversely, if they walk away or signal that they want space, respect that too. Don't force cuddles on a dog who is trying to sleep just because you want to touch something soft. Building a two-way street of affection shows them that you respect them as a living being with their own feelings, not just a toy for your amusement. So there you have it. 10 subtle ways we might be breaking our dogs' hearts without even knowing it. It's a lot to take in, I know. And if you recognize yourself in any of these points, please do not beat yourself up. Guilt doesn't help your dog. Change does. Here is the beautiful news. Dogs are incredibly forgiving. They live in the moment. They don't hold grudges about what happened yesterday. You can start fresh right now. Start today. Change one little thing. Be more consistent with your rules. Give an extra scratch behind the ears. Take that longer walk, even if you are tired. Put down the phone and look into their eyes. Your dog doesn't need a perfect owner. They don't need a professional trainer. They just need you. They need you to try. They need to feel safe, understood, and part of the pack. I want to create a tribute to the forgiving, loyal souls who wait for us every day. Go down to the comments section right now and type your dog's name. Just their name. Let's fill the comments with the names of the dogs we are going to love a little better starting today. I'll be reading through them and sending love to every single one. Thank you for watching, and go give your best friend a hug, or better yet, a belly rub from me. It is every pet parent's absolute worst nightmare. Imagine one day you reach out to pet your beloved pup, just like you have 1,000 times before, but this time they flinch. They pull away. They refuse to make eye contact or sleep near you, choosing instead to hide under the bed or retreat to the back of their crate. The bond you spent years building feels severed, perhaps forever. What went wrong? It turns out even the most well-meaning owners can accidentally break their dog's heart. Today, we are going to walk through 14 specific mistakes that cause deep emotional pain to our dogs. These aren't obvious acts of cruelty. but subtle misunderstandings of canine psychology. Let's make sure you aren't accidentally pushing your best friend away. Let's start with something that seems like a harmless prank, but actually cuts deep into the fabric of trust: the fake throw. We have all done it. You pick up the tennis ball, you wind up your arm, you pretend to launch it across the park, but you secretly tuck it behind your back. Your dog, full of joy and anticipation, takes off running. Then they stop. They look around, confused. They realize the ball isn't there. Now, to us, that is just a little joke, but you have to understand how a dog's eyes work. They are predators. Their vision is designed to track motion. When you make that throwing motion, their brain screams, chase. When they realize there is no ball, they don't think, oh, what a funny joke. They feel confused and eventually foolish. If you do this enough times, you are teaching your dog that your physical cues, your body language, are unreliable. You are teaching them that you are a liar. Over time, this degrades their trust in you. It can even ruin games of fetch, because they will stop bringing the ball back thinking, why should I share with you if you trick me? Trust is a bank account. Don't make withdrawals for a cheap laugh. This confusion often extends to how we use our voice, specifically with the phrase, it's okay. This is going to sound completely counterintuitive because it comes from a place of pure love. Your dog gets scared. Maybe it's thunder. Maybe it's the vet. And your immediate instinct is to use your softest, sweetest voice and say, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Shh, shh. It's okay. Here's the problem. Dogs do not speak English. They don't know the definition of the phrase, it is okay. They only know association. Think about when you usually say those words. You say them when they are shivering at the vet. You say them during fireworks. You say them when a scary dog walks by. Over time, you are accidentally conditioning your dog to believe that the phrase, it's okay, actually means something terrible is about to happen. You become a predictor of doom. Instead of calming them down, that phrase becomes a trigger for anxiety. Instead of reassuring them with words they don't understand, try reassuring them with your energy. Be calm, confident, and act like the noise or the situation is no big deal. They will look to you for leadership, not sympathy. Another way we try to comfort them is through touch, specifically hugging. I know. They're so cute, and you just want to wrap your arms around them and squeeze. Humans are primates. We embrace to show affection. It releases oxytocin for us. But dogs are built to run. They don't have arms, and they didn't evolve to hug each other. In the language of dogs, putting your limbs over another animal's neck or shoulders is a dominance move. It is an act of pinning them down. It restricts their movement. When you hug a dog, especially one that doesn't know you extremely well, they don't feel love. They feel restrained. They feel trapped. If you look closely at photos of people hugging dogs, you will often see the dog showing whale eye, where you can see the whites of their eyes or their ears are pinned back. These are signs of stress. They are tolerating the hug because they love you, not because they enjoy it. Instead of a hug, try a lean. Lean your shoulder against them. That is how dogs hug back. We also make mistakes in how we physically approach them. When we meet a new dog or a small dog, our instinct is to make ourselves smaller. We crouch down. We think we are being polite by getting on their level. But for many dogs, seeing a human suddenly crouch and stare can be terrifying. In the wild, predators crouch before they spring. A wolf crouches before it attacks. When you drop down low and stare at them, you aren't looking friendly. You are looking like you are about to pounce. This is especially scary for rescue dogs who might have negative associations with humans. Instead of crouching and staring, try turning your body sideways. Avoid direct eye contact. Let them approach you. By turning your side to them, you are using calming signals that say, I am not a threat. I am just hanging out. This leads to how we manage their personal space, specifically their crate. Crates are wonderful tools. Dogs are den animals by nature. They like small, cozy, dark spaces where they can feel safe. A crate should be their bedroom, their sanctuary, their place to decompress. However, humans often ruin this by using the crate as a punishment. If your dog pees on the rug or chews a slipper, and you angrily drag them to the crate and lock the door, you have just turned their bedroom into a prison cell. You never want your dog to associate the crate with your anger. If they start fearing the crate, they will be anxious every time you leave the house. They will whine, scratch, and panic because they think they are in trouble. The crate must always be Disneyland. It's where the best treats happen. It's where meals happen. It is a happy place. Never use isolation as a weapon. Speaking of senses, we often forget that our dogs live in an olfactory world. A dog's sense of smell is anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. They don't just smell a stew. They smell the carrots, the pepper, the beef, and the water individually. Because they smell, sometimes, let's be honest, they like to roll in gross things. We have a tendency to spray them with doggy perfumes, shampoos, or air fresheners. We think we are making them smell clean. To a dog, this is like someone forcing you to wear a gas mask filled with cheap cologne 24 hours a day. Strong artificial scents can be overwhelming and even nauseating for them. It blocks their ability to interact with the world. It masks their own scent, which is their identity. If you need to bathe them, use scent-free or very mild natural shampoos. Respect their nose. It is their superpower, not a problem to be covered up. This respect for their nose should extend to their walks. We are all busy. I get it. You have work, you have chores, and you just need the dog to do their business so you can get back inside. So you pull on the leash. You drag them away from that fire hydrant. You rush them along the sidewalk. But you have to understand that the walk is not just for physical exercise. It is for mental exercise. Sniffing is how dogs read the news. When they smell a tree, they are learning who walked by how long ago, if they were male or female, if they were healthy or sick. When you drag them away from a smell, it is like someone snatching a book out of your hands just as you are reading the last page of a chapter. It is frustrating. It leaves them mentally unfulfilled. A 20-minute walk where they get to sniff everything is far more exhausting and satisfying for a dog than a 45-minute power walk where they aren't allowed to stop. Let them have their sniffari. It's their time, not yours. Sometimes we try to force connection in ways that feel threatening, like forced eye contact. There is a moment in movies where the human holds the dog's face and looks deep into their eyes, and it's portrayed as this beautiful, soulful connection. And yes, with a dog, you have a deep bond with soft eye contact is lovely. But forced eye contact, grabbing their face, holding them still, and staring is incredibly aggressive in dog language. In the animal kingdom, a hard stare is a threat. It means, I am challenging you. If you try to force this bonding moment on a dog, especially one that is already nervous, you are threatening them. You are confusing them. They might look away, lick their lips, or yawn. These are them politely asking you to stop. If you ignore those polite requests and keep staring, they might feel they have no choice but to snap. Let eye contact happen naturally and softly. Never force it. Ironically, while we force connection they don't want, we sometimes push away the love they do offer. Dogs don't write poetry. They don't buy flowers. When they want to tell you they love you, they do it physically. They lean on you. They nudge your hand with their wet nose. They offer you a slobbery toy. And yes, they try to lick your face. Sometimes we are busy, or maybe we just put on makeup, or we are wearing nice clothes. So we push them away. Not now. Get down. You stop. If you do this consistently, your dog begins to internalize a painful message. My affection is not wanted here. They might stop coming to you for comfort. They might become distant or aloof, not because they don't love you, but because they are afraid of being rejected again. I am not saying you have to let them drool on your silk shirt, but acknowledge the gesture. If they nudge you, give them a quick ear scratch. If they bring a toy, say thank you, even if you can't play right now. Validate their attempt to connect. Don't leave them hanging. We also have to respect their social battery. We love the idea that our dogs are social butterflies who want to be best friends with every person and dog they meet. But just like humans, dogs have different personalities. Some are extroverts, but many are introverts. Some are selective. When guests come over, or when you meet a stranger on a walk, we often force the interaction. Oh, say hi, he's friendly. We say as we pull the dog toward a stranger they clearly aren't sure about. Or we throw them into a dog park and ignore the fact that they are hiding between our legs. Forcing an interaction when your dog is uncomfortable is a betrayal of their trust. You are their protector. If they are showing signs of fear, tuck tail ears back. Hiding it is your job to advocate for them. Tell the stranger, sorry, he needs some space today. Your dog will love you for it. They need to know that you will protect their personal bubble. But perhaps the most common mistake is losing our patience and yelling. We have all been there. You come home and the trash is all over the floor. Or they are barking at the mailman for the 10th time. You snap. You yell, bad dog, stop it. What did you do? Here is the hard truth. Yelling rarely teaches a dog anything other than, my human is scary and unpredictable. Dogs don't process guilt the way we do. If you yell at them for trash, they ate 3 hours ago. They have absolutely no idea why you are mad. They just see a crazy person shouting. Even in the moment, yelling often just adds chaotic energy to the situation. If a dog is barking out of anxiety, you yelling at them just confirms that there is something to be stressed about. Instead of yelling, focus on training incompatible behaviors. Teach them what to do, rather than just screaming at them for what not to do. Quiet authority is always more powerful than volume. This connects to punishing them for simply being dogs. Imagine if someone punished you for breathing or blinking. It would be confusing and cruel. Yet we often punish dogs for acting on their biological instincts. Digging, barking, chewing, sniffing. These are things dogs are hardwired to do. It is literally in their DNA. You wouldn't blame a fish for swimming, right? So why do we get mad at a terrier for digging or a beagle for following a scent? When you punish a dog for these natural behaviors without giving them an outlet, you create frustration. Instead of punishing the instinct, redirect it. If they love to dig, build them a sandbox in the yard. If they love to chew, give them frozen Kongs. You have to work with their nature, not against it. If you try to suppress their dogness, you will break their spirit. Another way we break their spirit is by expecting them to work for free. There is a school of thought that says dogs should obey you simply out of respect or because you are the alpha. So once a dog learns a trick, the owner stops giving treats. They stop giving praise. They just expect the dog to work for free forever. Imagine if your boss stopped paying you because you already knew how to do your job. Well, you know how to file reports now, so no paycheck this week. You would quit. Dogs are the same. If a behavior is never rewarded, it will eventually go away. Now you don't have to give a steak for every sit, but you need to pay your dog sometimes. A good boy, a scratch behind the ears, a piece of kibble, intermittent reinforcement keeps the drive alive. If you stop telling them they are doing a good job, they will stop trying to please you. And finally, we must respect their rest. Your dog looks like an angel when they are sleeping. They are curled up, maybe twitching a little, dreaming of chasing squirrels. The temptation to reach out and pet them is overwhelming. Don't do it. Startling a dog out of a deep sleep is dangerous and stressful. For some dogs, especially older dogs, who might be losing their hearing, or rescue dogs with a trauma history, being touched while sleeping can trigger a sleep startle reflex. In that split second of waking up, their brain hasn't registered that it's you. They just know something touched them, and their instinct is to bite first and ask questions later. Even if they don't bite, you are interrupting their REM cycle, which is crucial for their mental health. Being woken up abruptly floods their system with cortisol. Respect their rest. Let them dream. If you need to wake them, call their name softly from a distance or stomp your foot gently on the floor so the vibration wakes them before your hand does. We cover these points not to make you feel guilty, but to help us all be better. We have all made these mistakes. I know I have. The beautiful thing about dogs is their capacity for forgiveness. They don't hold grudges. If you change your behavior today, if you stop the fake throws, respect their sleep, and become their advocate, they will notice. The bond will heal. You will see their eyes soften, their tail wag a little looser, and that flinch will turn back into a lean. I want to do something to honor the incredible patience our dogs have with us as we learn to be human. Go down to the comments right now and type your dog's name. Let's build a tribute to the best friends we will ever have and make a silent promise to them to do better starting today. Thanks for watching. You love your dog more than anything. I know you do. You want to give them the best life possible. But here's the heartbreaking question. How sure are you that you are actually doing what is best for them? We humans make mistakes. We misunderstand their language. We project our own feelings onto them, and sometimes, without even realizing it, we break their trust. Today, we are going to talk about 12 things that dogs find incredibly hard to forgive. These aren't just minor annoyances. These are actions that can leave a lasting impact on your dog's mental health and your bond with them. Some of them might sting a little to hear, because we have all been guilty of them at some point. But the first step to being the best dog parent you can be is knowing better so you can do better. Pay close attention because your dog's future happiness could depend on what you learn in the next 15 minutes. Let's dive in with number 12, being inconsistent with the rules. We have all done it. You know your dog isn't allowed on the couch. But one night, you are tired, they look so cute, and you think, okay, just this once. Or maybe they steal a sock, and instead of taking it away, you laugh and take a video because it's adorable. It seems like you are being nice. But to your dog, you are being confusing. Dogs thrive on clarity. They don't understand the concept of exceptions. When you let them break a rule because you are in a good mood and then scold them for the exact same behavior the next day because you are stressed, it creates anxiety. Your dog doesn't think, oh, mom is letting me off the hook. They think, the rules of this world have changed. When you get mad the next time, they have no idea why. This unpredictability makes them nervous around you because they can't predict your reaction. The greatest kindness you can give your dog is consistency. It tells them exactly how to succeed in your world, and that builds confidence, not fear. 11. Breaking their routine. The chaos factor. Speaking of predictability, let's talk about routine. It is easy to forget how strange a dog's life actually is. They live with giant hairless apes. That's us, who speak a weird language, carry them around in roaring metal boxes, and randomly bring strangers into their territory. It is a lot to process. The way dogs cope with this alien world is by memorizing your routine. Okay, when the sun hits that spot, we walk. When the big bowl comes out, I eat. When the lights go off, we sleep. Their routine is their clock. It is their sense of security. When you constantly change their feeding times, skip walks, or disrupt their sleep schedule without warning, you are removing their anchor. A dog without a routine is a dog living in a state of low-level chronic stress. They never know what is coming next. If you want a happy dog, give them the gift of predictability. It sounds boring to us, but to them, it is safety. 10. The human hug. Love or restraint. Who doesn't love a big bear hug? Probably your dog. I know you see photos of people hugging dogs all the time. But biologically, hugging is not a canine love language. In the dog world, putting your limbs over another animal's neck or shoulders is a dominance move. It is often a precursor to a fight or pinning someone down. When you wrap your arms around your dog, you might feel love, but they often feel restrained. They feel trapped. If you look closely at photos of dogs being hugged, you will often see whale eye, where you see the whites of their eyes, ears pinned back, or a stiff mouth. These are signs of stress. They might tolerate it because they love you, but they don't enjoy it. If you force hugs on a dog who clearly hates them, you are eroding their trust in your touch. Instead, try leaning against them or scratching that sweet spot behind the ears. That is affection they actually understand. 9. Delayed punishment. The time machine. Error. Nobody likes being the bad guy, but sometimes you have to enforce boundaries. However, here is the golden rule. If you don't catch them in the act, you missed your chance. Let's say you come home from work and find trash all over the kitchen floor. The dog did it 3 hours ago. If you drag them over to the trash and yell, "Bad dog," they have absolutely zero clue what you're talking about. Dogs live in the present tense. They don't have a time machine in their brain to connect your anger now with the trash party they had at noon. All they know is that you came home and started screaming. This teaches them to fear your arrival, not to stop eating trash. It breaks their heart because they think you are unpredictable and scary. Unless you catch them in the act literally within seconds, let it go. Clean it up, manage the environment better next time, and move on. 8. Punishing fear instead of comforting it. This one is critical. Let's say your dog is terrified of thunder, or the vet, or strangers. They start barking, growling, or peeing on the floor. Your instinct might be to correct them. No, stop. It be quiet. But you cannot punish an emotion. You can only punish a behavior. If you punish a dog who is already terrified, you are confirming their worst nightmare. You are telling them, yes, you were right to be scared, because now the leader is attacking me too. Never ever punish a dog for growling or acting out of fear. A growl is a communication. It is them saying, I am uncomfortable, please help. If you punish the growl, you teach them to bite without warning next time. Instead, remove them from the scary situation and work on building their confidence. Be their protector, not their prosecutor. 7. Forgetting to say, good dog. We are so quick to tell our dogs, no, stop, and don't. Yay, but how often do we tell them, yes? Imagine if your boss only spoke to you when you made a mistake and never said a word when you did your job perfectly. You would hate that job. Yet we do this to dogs all the time. Your dog is lying quietly on the rug. Good dog. They didn't bark at the mailman today. Good dog. They walked on a loose leash for 5 steps. Good dog. Your dog needs positive reinforcement more than they need correction. If you only interact with them to scold them, they will start to feel like they can never please you. They will stop trying. Take a moment every single day to capture the good moments and reward them, even if it's just with a smile and a good boy. It fuels their soul. 6. Taking things away without a trade. Your dog has a shoe. You don't want them to have the shoe. So you walk over, pry it out of their mouth, and walk away. Problem solved, right, wrong. You just taught your dog that you are a thief. Dogs can be surprisingly possessive, and from their perspective, they found a treasure and you stole it. If you do this enough, you create resource guarding. This is when a dog starts growling or snapping when you come near their toys or food because they are paranoid. You will take it. The fix is simple. Always trade. If you need to take something away, offer them something better, a high-value treat or a different toy in exchange. Drop the shoe, get a piece of cheese. This teaches them that giving things up is a good deal, not a loss. It builds trust instead of resentment. 5. Confusing commands. The sit down, no stop salad. Sit no down, stay stop it. To a human, these might make sense. To a dog, it sounds like you are speaking alien gibberish. One of the biggest frustrations for dogs is when we use different words for the same thing, or when we repeat commands over and over without showing them what we mean. If you say, sit, 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 and your dog just stares at you, they aren't being stubborn. They are confused. They don't speak English. They speak body language and association. If you haven't clearly taught them what a word means in different environments, they won't know it. A dog who sits perfectly in the kitchen might have no idea how to sit at the park because the context has changed. Be patient. Be clear. Use hand signals. Dogs read body language better than voice. And don't blame them for a language barrier that you haven't helped them cross. 4. Teasing and pranking. Social media is full of videos of people pranking their dogs. barking in their face, putting tape on their paws, or pretending to throw a ball and laughing when the dog runs for nothing. Your human friends understand a joke. They understand irony. Your dog does not. To a dog, teasing is just you being mean for no reason. It is confusing and humiliating. Trust is a fragile thing. If you constantly trick your dog, they will stop trusting your signals. They will stop looking to you for guidance because your guidance has become unreliable. It's not fun unless everyone is having fun. Be the person your dog thinks you are: kind, reliable, and fair. Don't use their loyalty as a punchline. 3. Using the crate as a jail. Crate training can be wonderful. It gives a dog a safe den of their own. But the moment you use the crate for punishment, you ruin it. If your dog is acting wild and you angrily shove them in the crate and lock the door, the crate becomes a jail cell. They will start to associate that space with your anger and isolation. They will fight going in there. They will feel anxious inside. The crate should always be Disneyland. It should be where special treats happen, where naps happen, where safety happens. Never use isolation as a weapon. If you need a break, calmly put them in with a Kong or a chew toy, but never do it in anger. 2. Ignoring their body language. Your dog is talking to you all the time. They just aren't using words. They speak with their ears, their tail, their eyes, and their posture. When a dog licks their lips, yawns, when they aren't tired, or turns their head away from you, they are screaming, "I am uncomfortable, please stop." If you ignore these polite whispers, they are forced to shout, which usually means growling or snapping. One of the things a dog will never forgive is when you repeatedly ignore their pleas for space. If you force them into situations they hate, like letting strangers pet them when they are backing away, you are betraying their trust. You are their protector. It is your job to read their signals and advocate for them. Learn to speak dog. It is the least we can do for them. And finally, number 1. This is the saddest one. Imagine you come home from a terrible day. You are grumpy. Your dog is so happy to see you tail wagging, bringing you a toy, trying to lick your hand, and you push them away. Not now. Get down. Leave me alone. We all need space sometimes, but be careful. If you consistently reject your dog's attempts to connect, they will eventually stop trying. They will learn that you are not a source of love, but a source of rejection. There is a concept called learned helplessness, or emotional shutdown. A dog who is pushed away too often becomes withdrawn. They stop greeting you at the door. They stop seeking cuddles. They become roommates instead of soulmates. Even if you are tired, take 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds to scratch their ears, look them in the eye, and say, "Hi, buddy." Acknowledge their existence. Acknowledge their love. Because to them, you are their entire world. And breaking their heart is something you might never be able to fully repair. Our dogs forgive us for a lot. They forgive our bad moods, our lateness, and our mistakes. But let's not test the limits of that forgiveness. Let's try to be the humans they deserve. I want to do something to honor the bond we have with these amazing creatures. Go down to the comments right now and type your dog's name. Let's build a tribute to the best friends we will ever have. I'll be reading them and sending love to every single one. Thanks for watching.